Are you a company looking for someone to help them with their content? Why not try out GL Pro? GL Pro are a business based in London that help lots of companies like yours develop content for the web, whether it's film, audio, podcasts, or even website design. Get in contact with them today for a free consultation on www.glpro.co.uk/Sanj Surati Talks. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are well. You have tuned into the Sanj Surati Talks podcast. I just want to thank everyone that listened to the last one, which was the first one with Nathan Flukebox Lee. And don't forget, if you're listening to this, you want to share anything, don't forget to tag in the hashtag Sanj Surati Talks. I've got a fantastic guest. He is an amazing energy. He's one of the coolest people I've ever met. I'd love for all you guys out there to start clapping your hands at home and welcome the fantastic Sven.
Thank you. Hi, how's it going?
I'm all right, buddy. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
How are you finding being at home, dude?
You know what? I don't think it's too bad. I mean, like, I'm kind of used to not having a routine. I'm kind of making use of the time, trying to do some content for online stuff and really trying to focus on that while playing loads of video games as well, obviously.
Brilliant. And so just to just give a bit of background on you. So a lot of people don't know you. Obviously, there's some people that do know you. To me, what I know about you is, first of all, like how we met, which is a really cool story, which we'll talk about in a second. But also, sure, you're a fantastic musician. You're in an amazing band called Dirty Rose, who are just awesome. You're also a very handsome fellow. You've got loads of women and men who chase you all over the world.
I don't know about that. Yeah, true. So I just super into rock music. I'm kind of just about sharing that all really through my air guitar, through my band, through just everything I do. Like to bring happiness, I guess, to people. So I share that through music. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's talk about how we met. I think that'll be the first thing. So how did we met from, like, how did we meet from your point of view?
Was Windsors the first show we met on?
So I remember because that's where we kind of got tight.
That's where we spoke.
Yeah. But I think we met somewhere before then, because you mentioned it. You were like, no, we met on this.
I think I'd seen you. I don't think I'd spoke to you on another set, but I think Windsors was the first one we spoke to, where I was featured. Big deal as a tattoo artist.
So to give you guys a bit of background, Sven and I, we do lots of things, and one of the things that we do is a little bit of acting. Sven had a featured role on a TV show called The Windsors, Series 3, Episode 2. A scene when the Windsors are at Glastonbury. Am I right?
Yeah, it's Glastonbury.
You played a tattoo artist.
And I'm a tattoo artist. Yeah, tattooing a fake name on what's with one of the princesses.
Yeah, was it Beatrice? Was it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was. That was fun. They kind of threw it on me. I was like, because they didn't. I was like, do you have the glove? They were like, oh, we only have one glove. I was like, well, all my tattoo artists are going to see this and like be cringing that I'm only like using one glove and like, but yeah, there was literally like 5 minutes of filming. And I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. But yeah, that was good fun. But that was definitely a fun one.
And so you, how long have you been doing that form of acting for?
I started, I think, a couple years ago. I saw an ad for Bohemian Rhapsody. I think they were posting on quite a few like glam. They were getting a few like glam club nights to like share on their Facebook and stuff. And I saw it there. And through the long procedure, I ended up getting that. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is actually really cool. So signing up to the agency, they just started offering me more. I signed up to more and more, and there we are. Yeah.
And so you're in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yes, that was the first one I ever did, and you can actually there's actually a frame where there's like me right in front of Freddie.
Wow. What
cool.
scene?
It's during Fat Bottom Girls. So
Oh
Freddie
man,
Mercury and Queen are like doing a world tour, and yeah,
that's
that was
wicked.
cool. It was
Where
cool, yeah.
where did they film that?
It was my scene was in London. Where was it? I can't- Wimbledon. It was like
Wow,
that area. Yeah, yeah.
awesome. And in the studio, you saw
Yes, and my
Ryan
bit
Adams.
was all in the studio. I know they did some stuff outside for like Live Aid, but my stuff was all in the studio. Yeah.
And how many
Cool.
days you were on that shoot for?
I just did two for that. I think they were quite long hours, like 14
Wow.
hours each, but that was good fun.
And so that was your first one. And how many have you done since then?
Um,
So we met on the Windsors. I remember that shoot being a lot of fun because it was like late autumn.
mm,
It was like freezing cold. Usually when we do these shoots as an extra, they don't really tell you anything, do they? You just kind of turn
no,
up
you don't
and
even get the name most of the time, do you?
yeah, yeah. And I remember them telling us like, oh, so we're doing a scene for Glastonbury, which I was like,
Mm.
what? Like Glastonbury? And I remember we were just basically partying, going crazy, like acting
Yeah,
like idiots. It was great.
yeah. I think you really definitely got into character.
Well, it's
I
funny.
think you're 100% the loudest person on that set. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, do you know what? Like, I find when you go on these shoots, like they're brilliant. They're lots of fun. Like,
Yeah,
the teams are cool. There's
yeah,
lots of free food and stuff. I find initially people are quite timid, and no one really kind of comes out of their shell early.
yeah. I kind of am most of the time. To be fair, I don't know why.
It's I guess it's because people are trying to figure out what the law of the jungle is and how
Yeah,
to gauge. But I remember yourself. There was a really cool guy called Jamie.
yeah,
We just straight away hit it off, and
yeah.
oh, it was brilliant.
No, it was good fun.
So have you seen the scene? Have you seen your bit in it?
Yeah, I have seen it. I get a good maybe couple seconds. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fun, isn't it?
yeah,
And then
it's good fun.
so you said you've got a couple of tattoo friends. I know you've got like loads of tattoos. Like I can see them
Yeah,
now. Amazing.
yeah.
Talk to us about like tattoos. Like how many have you got? Like what's your favorite?
So, I mean, I've really always wanted tattoos. I think ever since I was like, especially a young teenager. And I think I turned 18 and I was like, what do I didn't know what to get. So I sat on it for a whole year. And I was like, right, this is ridiculous. I need to get one. But I wanted to make sure I got something good because you see a lot of bad tattoos out there. So I got this like lucky cat on my arm. People won't be able to see, but it's basically a Japanese inspired lucky cat. I got that not for crazy meaningful reasons, just because I liked it really. And I just kind of fell in love with the whole art style. So I've got my whole chest, whole stomach, everything.
Wow.
Love it.
And
Yeah.
so the lucky cat, that was your first tattoo.
That was my first one. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then, like, so you're covered. Who like? Can you mention any tattooists that you love?
I mean, the one I go to most now, he's called Will Thompson. He's like amazing. Probably, he's a really cool guy. We always get drunk together. He's got his own studio and everything. It's all good and proper though. But yeah, he's based in Brighton. Really good. There's a lot of really good traditional tattooists in Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big convention there, which I've been to a few times as well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. And if like, can you count like how many tattoos you've got on you?
Probably almost 20.
Wow.
I guess that kind of the goal is to just like say, oh, I've got one, my whole body just
Oh, dude, I mean, I
love
love tattoos. I mean, if I had the time and money, I'd get so many more. Last one I got was this Japanese oni, which I got I think about 2 years ago at Black Garden Tattoo in Covent Garden.
Okay.
And I'm sure you get this feeling. For me, like getting a tattoo, once you've got it, you're already thinking about your next one.
Yeah.
And you want more, and I don't know, it's a really very spiritual, beautiful experience, I find.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like when I'm getting it, I'm like, okay, this is the last tattoo I'm ever going to get. Why do I do this? because I'm so bad with the pain. But like afterwards, I think maybe the pain is so bad, my mind like just blocks it out as like a traumatic event. So I forget about it.
Well, it's not your, it's your serotonin that's released when you're in that scenario, which
Really?
I always get really high. Whenever I get a tattoo, I feel like I'm on something that I don't know what it is, that serotonin, or it might be adrenaline or whatever it is to make you feel.
Probably adrenaline. Yeah.
So you do black out that pain. And it's always that first few seconds where you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm just so bad when it comes to pain. I don't know why. I mean, the first guy ever tattooed me must have absolutely hated me because I was like, every excuse I could think of. I was like, look, I need to go to the toilet now. I need a drink. I need food. I need to call up my bank quick. Everything to just make him stop for like every 5 minutes. I'm so bad. I'm slightly better now though. Better.
Well, there's some parts of the body that I've had tattooed which like weren't painful at all, but there's some that like I've got a couple on my stomach, and for some reason I thought, oh, this will be easy, and it was like excruciating. I was like in so much pain.
Definitely stomach and chest is like worse for me.
I want to find out more about you as an air guitarist, because I mean, you've got a history of playing air guitar.
I've had quite a good air guitar career, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and you're like is it former or still the air guitar champion in the world?
So not world. I wish one day maybe. Back in 2018, I won the UK Nationals.
Wow.
Just at a festival. I didn't know it was a thing until I'd had a few drinks, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, I should do that. So I entered, just did round through round, and I just fully went for it. I was like, I am winning this. There's no way anyone else can win this. Like, I wasn't even seeing the back. I was just focusing on winning. No, I was seeing the bats, but I was focusing on, I was like, I'm going to win this. So all my friends were super like supportive. So I could do some cool stuff, like I stage dived everything and basically ended up winning, which was amazing. Sent me on loads of like TV shows, and then eventually flew to Finland for the World Air Guitar Championships, where I was a runner-up, which was still good fun. But I've met some amazing people. Yeah,
and that was in Oulu in Finland, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I used to go out with someone who lived in Oulu in Finland, so I used to go out there quite a lot, and I heard through the grapevine, like it's the capital of air guitar championships in the world.
It's such a big thing. It's crazy. Like, it's just this little town. I don't think there's much going on there really, but once a year it's just like raided by people from all over the world to like enter this competition, and like the whole town comes out. There's like thousands and thousands of people. Like,
wow,
it's so sick.
And so what was the festival that you did when you won the UK championship?
So that was Download Festival. They started hosting it there recently. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And that led on to us as a band actually performing the year after with World Air Guitar Champion from Japan, which was amazing again. So yeah, it was so cool.
So you did that in 2018, and then the World Championships was in 2018 as well. Is that right?
Yeah. So Download Festival was like early summer. Then the World Air Guitar Championships in Finland is like late summer, like August time. Yeah. So it was a pretty crazy year because did Good Morning Britain, did like Talksport radio. I never thought I'd have an interview on Talksport. All the radio stations. Done so many cool stuff. I did a kids show recently, YolanDa's Band Jam it's called. It's on CBeebies.
Right.
So I travelled up to Manchester and I was basically teaching some kids to air guitar.
Wow.
So that's cool. A couple of times. Yeah, it was good fun. So that was aired recently, and that was really good fun. But yeah.
Awesome. And so in 2019, did you compete again?
So in 2019, because I'd like kind of sweet talked the people at Download, they thought as I was performing, it might be kind of unfair if I was entering as well. So I just performed with my band, and then I did fly over to Finland as well to enter like a wildcard round over there, but unfortunately didn't make it too far in that. But I was going to say this year, but I don't know if it's going to be on, unfortunately.
I know,
which
it's awful. Yeah,
such a shame.
But I mean, I'm sure they might do an online version where you can like kind of zoom in or something.
Yeah, I mean, the people who run the air guitar, all the air guitarists, are probably some of the most creative people I've ever met. So it definitely won't go just completely radio silent. There'll be something. There'll definitely be something.
If anyone's interested in finding out more about the air guitar stuff, like what's the best way to do that?
WorldAirGuitarChampionships.com, I think the website is. There's loads of videos on YouTube. It's so much fun. You should definitely check it out. Have no idea what this thing is. It's so great.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's talk about your band, man. Let's talk about Dirty Rose. So you said you performed with your band at Download. Was that with Dirty Rose?
Yeah, so that was with Dirty Rose, and we had Nanami, who she's from Japan. She flew over to air guitar with us in like one of our songs, which was crazy. That was so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of like Steel Panther meets baby metal. I was sort of like young Japanese girl. But yeah, so that was last year. We've been going like I think a couple years now. Got an album ready to release, just like waiting till we can do shows and stuff to actually promote it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When did you finish recording the record?
So we did it in January every day for about 2 weeks. We were at a studio.
Wow. Which studio?
So it's a guy called Avenue Studios. So he does a lot of like modern metalcore kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he produced Our Hollow, Our Home. I'm not sure if you know them.
No.
They're probably the biggest acts he's worked with.
Apart from you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, that was finished, I think, January. So we're like slowly trickling out singles now. Wow. And hopefully we'll find out what's happening in terms of public events, so we can maybe sort something out for the future.
That's when. So have you released the record yet, or is it just you're doing singles to promote the record at the moment?
Yeah, so we're still just doing singles.
Okay.
I feel like nowadays though, records aren't what they used to be, so it's definitely worth releasing more singles, I think.
Absolutely.
So I reckon if we just release a few singles every couple months or so, then maybe we'll see where the virus takes us.
And then with regards to Dirty Rose, so how many videos have you done so far with the singles?
We've got 3 singles out right now. We've got another one coming out, I think Sunday, actually.
Wow, okay.
This one's quite an interesting one because it's slightly strayed from our usual like classic hard rock vibe.
Yeah.
This one's got features from a friend called Hugo, who sings in a band called Break 50. Right. And that's kind of Slipknot style. So exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like us, and then it's got this really sick like breakdown with like full on scream Slipknot, Corey Taylor style vocals in.
Amazing.
I'm looking forward for people to hear because it's kind of a bit more out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, really looking forward to that.
What's the name of the single?
This one's called Birthday.
Okay.
So it's kind of about when it's your birthday, you kind of feel on top of the world, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of about just pretending it's your birthday every day. So have that feeling like every day.
That's amazing.
So don't let people put you down.
So just to give our listeners a bit of perspective, it is, what day does it say? The 13th, isn't it? Tuesday the 3rd, was it 14th?
The 14th, yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday the 14th of April 2020. The single's coming out this Sunday?
Yeah, 19th.
19th, okay. Cool. And it's on everywhere.
It'll be everywhere, yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. So have a listen to that. Tell us about the band. So the band's been going for a couple of years. Talk to us about the style of music. Tell us about the style of music.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm super inspired by all the 80s glam, Guns N' Roses, Poison, Van Halen. That's my kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the band kind of brings their own little thing. Like Jack's super into all the emo stuff. Ben's quite into metal. So I feel like style-wise, it's kind of like a mix. I think if you listen to it surface level, it's like, oh, this is pretty standard rock and roll. But like then we add this metalcore style production in, which brings this like older sounding guitarist right to the to modern music, I think. And then now we've got this like song with Hugo here. This is really adding like heavier stuff. So for me, it's kind of like just a mix of all the best rock and roll kind of music.
Wow.
That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard your stuff. I love it, man. Like it's a lot of fun. Like it's really catchy. I mean, I'm a hair metal nut. Like I fucking love like Van Halen. I love like Poison, like Motley Crue, like all of those bands. When I was a kid, like late 80s, I was so rebellious. Like when I was like 8 or 9 or 10, I was so fucking rebellious. And I remember listening to Motley Crue for the first time. I remember listening to Appetite for Destruction the first time when that came out, and those records defined modern rock. You know, way before anyone knew what it was like to be the most dangerous band in the world. You know what I mean?
I think that albums made then, like, they're timeless. Like, I really feel like music written after that. Like, if you look at music in the 2000s. Like none of that is going to stick as hard as all the stuff that was written in the 80s. I think that's because like when production really came to a next level of it sounding proper, decent. Like 70s stuff can be great, but sometimes it can suffer production value stuff, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, the 80s was an era where there was so much opportunity to be powerful in music creatively with the equipment that was around, but at the same time there was still an innocence about it. It was still, there were people that were still kind of experimenting with how you express yourself in music, whilst the 90s were a bit more kind of like, all right, well, we found all the roads, let's go in this direction. And then by the noughties it was like, right, well, everything's defined. You don't need to be creative, just push the right button, which I know it sounds a bit awful because there's some fantastic music in both of those decades, but the 80s, that's where that charm is, I think.
Definitely. I think so. And I think even if it comes to down to like pop music, like the stuff from 2000, like 2010 even, like in 10 years, no one's going to listen back to any pop music that was number one and be like, oh, this was as classic as the stuff that was from the 80s.
Absolutely.
I think so anyway.
Yeah. What other sort of music do you listen to? I mean, obviously it's quite clear just from looking at you, you're a dude, but just from talking to you, I can tell there's a lot there. I
mean, most of the stuff I listen to is in the rock spectrum. Sometimes I listen to like heavier metal kind of vibes. I used to be into really heavy stuff. I listen to a lot of like pop punk too. To be fair, it's mostly in rock vibes. Sometimes K-pop, like a few K-pop artists. But yeah, rock's main kind of stuff for me. Yeah.
Awesome. And tell us about your band members. So tell us about your guitarist, because he's a really very talented guitarist. And just from looking at him, he's got a very unique persona. Tell me about him.
So Ben, he is a great guitarist. I think he loves that like metal stuff. He loves like the heavy metal. I don't know, all this like guitar player music. But he's such a great guitar player in terms, I think like a bluesy kind of style. I think like the hard rock blues kind of vibe is where he really accelerates. So all our solos are kind of based around that stuff. So there's a lot of like AC/DC inspiration. But I feel like he's the most humble guitar player of that kind of.
Well, that's the thing. He's got that vibe. Like, I don't know. He's a very unique energy visually for a classic rock band. Like when I heard you, I was like, and because I'd met you, I was like, right, I kind of know what they're going to be like. And then when I saw the videos, I was like, wow, like you guys are a very unique looking group, which is great, you know.
Yeah. I think when you meet me, you'd think, oh, all the other members are going to look the exact same, long hair.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I really enjoy. I think it's super cool. It's almost as if someone's kind of got this time machine, brought us all from different generations.
Together.
but
definitely adds to the charm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you.
Definitely.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Good. And then how did you guys meet?
Uni, like, so I went to ACM, which is a music university
In Guildford.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know ACM very well.
Oh, cool. And to live there, like, there's no student digs or anything, so you literally just have to go on a Facebook group and find people to live with. So there was just this group. It was like deadline was cutting closer. So I saw this group and I was like, yeah, I'll join you guys. So we all move in, having no idea who anyone is, and that's how I met Ben. And the other guys just met around the uni.
So where are you from originally then?
So my family are like based in Milton Keynes kind of area, but I was born in Germany actually.
Ah, guten Tag.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Germany?
Do you know the Pied Piper of Hamelin?
Yes.
Yeah, I was born there.
You were born in Hamelin?
Yeah. I got loads of like rat tattoos.
Oh, yes.
For that reason.
Yeah. I remember you telling me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then when did you come to England?
I think I was like less than a year old.
Okay.
Yeah. My family lived out there for a couple years or so. But yeah.
And then you lived in the UK for a while and then gravitated towards, because ACM's in Guildford, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I'd pretty much lived in this kind of Milton Keynesy area.
Yeah.
As long as I've been in England. And I was a computer programmer, so
wow,
I spent my time programming, but I started going to like more and more gigs and shows and festivals with the money I was getting.
Yeah.
And eventually I was just like, I can't be 50 and still be just sat in an office every day of my life.
Yeah.
So I like looked at courses, I looked at universities, and I just think that one kind of stood out for me. So it's to go there.
It's a really good course, actually. I mean, I used to work for Music Week, which is like a trade magazine. Okay. And because I was the only rock person in the office, I used to work on a lot of like write rock reviews, and we did lots of features on different things. And one of them was on the music education sector, and we did a lot of work with ACM. So I used to go to their establishment quite a lot.
Oh, nice.
I think it was a guy called Brendan. I used to go there quite a lot. And then one of the companies I used to work with for a long time was Metropolis, which is the studio.
Yeah.
Didn't they do a partnership with ACM?
Yeah, so I've been to Metropolis quite a few times. I was working with like a label the uni had set up, but I've kind of stopped doing that now. But yeah, I've been to Metropolis quite a few times.
It's a wicked studio.
Yeah, it's cool.
I met so many famous people there. Like I remember meeting Rihanna just like randomly in the cafe area.
Oh yeah.
And just like sitting with her for a bit, which was kind of
weird. Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and they've got like really good instruments there. Like, isn't like Freddie Mercury's piano?
Yeah, his piano is just out there in the lobby, isn't it?
Random.
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
It's a wicked studio.
It's cool. I've not recorded in there or anything though.
I've done a couple of sessions in. They've got two. There's quite a few rooms there, but there's two key rooms there. One is I think called like Studio 2, which is like a kind of like quite a tight sounding room.
Right.
But then there's one called Studio 1, which is like a massive. Like you could put a symphony orchestra in there.
Oh, like a live room kind of.
Massive, yeah. And they did a gig with Iron Maiden in there. So Iron Maiden performed on a makeshift stage.
Okay.
And they had like VIP kind of people that bought tickets to watch them in there. And it was fucking amazing.
So you got to see it?
I got to see it. It was awesome. Yeah, it was like a sort of meet and greet. I didn't meet them, although I've met Bruce quite a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a really cool thing. Do you know what I mean?
That's sick. That is sick. That's mad. That's so cool.
So the single's out on Sunday, and are you guys touring? Like what was the plan initially?
Well, we had a few cool things coming up. We had a sci-fi convention coming up.
Whoa!
With it's called Sci-Fi Weekender.
Okay.
Do you know Doctor and the Medics?
Yes.
Yeah, so they were playing. So I've met the Rev is Dr. Clive is his name, but I've met the Doctor a few times. So I was really looking forward to that. But obviously cancelled, and then
Man,
we had potentially another huge festival. Well, Download Festival was maybe in the works again.
wow.
But cancelled. So it's really kind of tricky to know what to do, you know. I wish I could say, oh yeah, we're going on a tour, because I wanted to, but
Yeah.
if is this even going to be finished this year?
No, absolutely. I mean, I mean, that's one of the big issues with COVID-19 at the moment, is just how it's just put a firm stop on any kind of like public gatherings. And
yeah,
I mean, me being a musician as well, my band, we had some shows that were booked for us, and we've had to cancel all of them. And in my opinion, like that's where you kind of, you're in your element, you know.
Yeah, especially in the summer. It's like when you have like some really cool gigs coming up, especially like I feel like summer is just perfect time. People want to go out, people want to do stuff. So for me, I kind of view it as like the whole year has just been almost pushed back. It's like a whole extra year is just added on, to which you're really going to struggle to progress.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
why I'm really trying to focus on the online stuff and that anyway.
So I was going to ask you, so how are you stimulating that creativity now that you're on lockdown? What are you doing?
So we're working on a few things. So obviously for the single we've got coming up, I've like completely destroyed the house, like setting up sheets and cameras and everything. I'm going to film like a music video.
Wow. Okay.
Been working on a few like covers. So we've been releasing little bits of content like that. We did a COVID-19 song as well. We've been doing little bits and bobs, but it is tricky. I feel like everyone's doing a live stream though.
Yes.
Everyone. So kind of been straying away from that for the time being.
Right.
Everyone and their sons and their mothers is doing what right now.
Yeah. I mean, so you know that I'm like a stand-up comic.
Yeah. I've seen you done a couple of comedy ones. How are they going?
They're all good. They're all like, they've been really wonderful experiences. What I like about going on stage is when you come off, there's this feeling on the back of the neck that you have, which it's some sort of euphoric.
Right.
So you get that from it, but it's a very different art form because you're trying to engage with an audience that you can't hear and you can't feel, you know?
I've always thought like with comedy, surely the laughter is the thing that really spurs you on.
Yeah.
And not being able to hear them must be difficult.
It's super difficult, but I feel like I've kind of transitioned into it well. And what I do love is I mean, as a comedian, and I'm sure you do a little bit of this as a live band, is you can do a lot more crowd work and you can really focus on people. So we've been doing the shows via Zoom. You can kind of swipe and find someone, go, right, I'm going to talk to, oh, look, there's Sven. Sven, how you doing, mate?
Right.
You know,
okay.
And you can have this kind of thing and people are watching that. And luckily, I mean, I've only done 3 shows, but luckily everyone's said positive things about.
That's cool.
The show.
That's cool.
So it's really good.
That's a good way to play it.
The weird thing is, you know, like after you do a good performance, you feel good, and usually someone will come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, that was awesome!" Like,
yeah.
You don't get any of it.
It's like hang up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Go drink a beer now. Yeah.
So I just kind of go into the bedroom with my wife, and I'm like, "Hey," and she's like, "Shut up." You know, kind of fun.
Oh man. Okay.
Like I saw, I don't know if you know the band Goldfinger. They did a live gig with all the members in their studios and all around. I think they're based around California.
Right.
And it looks wicked. Like
so they were all playing.
Yeah, in different parts of California.
How? How did they sync it? Was it? Did they pre-do it?
I don't know, but one of my friends saw it and he said it was wicked. And like they've got it on their Facebook at the moment. And I was worried there must be like a little bit of lag or something, you know, with the drums.
Yeah.
But it just sounds flawless. Like,
I wonder if they did it live or did each part individually. That's the thing.
Yeah. You don't know.
I don't know how you do that. I can't think of a way.
Well, it's definitely possible.
Yeah. Not that takes away from it, but
no, of course. But you know, you want to. I don't know.
Yeah,
but check it out because the video does it justice. It's
okay.
Because
I'll check that out.
Because he's playing guitar and he's singing live, and it just sounds hot. You're like, man,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
awesome. They're awesome bands, you know.
Yeah.
So okay, right. Let's talk about something else. So you met Simon Cowell.
I did. We go, wait, no, we don't. But I did indeed. That was fun, actually.
So talk to the people listening about that.
So last year, I was actually reached out by just some guy on social media, and he's basically a casting guy for ITV. So basically asked me to go on Xfactor. And I was like, because I'd been approached to do Britain's Got Talent before, for the air guitar, and I'd originally said no, because I do know how sometimes they can maybe I got to word it carefully here, but they can sometimes make you not look, obviously it's a TV show, so they're gonna make it look good for TV, and sometimes people can get upset by how they're portrayed.
Yeah.
So I originally said no to that, but then talking to some industry friends, they were like, look, you should go for it. Could be great opportunity for self-promotion. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do X Factor. I got there and I did like producer auditions and stuff first, but everyone else was like normal, typical like pop singer, pop girl singer, boy band singer. And it's me. I rock up like topless, like sparkly top and everything. And everyone's just like turning, looking at me like, oh my God. So I knew from that moment I was like purely there for novelty. So I just ran with it. Like so much of the interviews and everything I did got cut, obviously, but I wish you could see that, because I was just, you would have thought I was like crazy. I just fully went for it. But it was a really fun experience. It was really good. The judges are really nice. They cut it to kind of make them look slightly savage.
Yeah.
Editing, but in reality, they were really, really kind.
Okay. Because the video, there was a video circulating. I remember is that on YouTube?
I think it's everywhere, man. Yeah.
You did a performance. What did you perform?
I did Van Halen's Jump.
Ah, sick.
Yeah. But they did cut the video to only like the chorus or something.
Okay.
So a lot of people on social media didn't think my performance was very good, unfortunately. No, I love it. Like, I love reading these news articles, and I find it funny. Like, it's all just entertainment. Like, as long as there's no one being actually really horrible, it's all good fun.
Absolutely, man. And like, I don't know, there's a lot of passive aggressive people out there with an opinion, and they just like to kind of demonize anything that they don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think as long as it's in good nature, it's all good fun. Awesome. You can troll a bit, it's all good.
Yeah. And like, so
that's good fun though.
And so there was Simon Cowell on the panel. Who else was there as well?
So Simon Cowell, Nicole Scherzinger, and there was then 4 like sub judges. I don't really know.
Okay.
Basically, I think those 4 then counted as one or something.
Right.
I'm not too sure who they were. I think some producers, some industry people. But it was really good fun. Like, they were all, especially Nicole, she was like really getting involved in my participation effect. And I tell you what, it wasn't awkward. I don't know if you've done auditions. I'm sure you have, for stuff before.
Yeah.
Normally it's like you're sitting there in front of a dead faced panel, right? And it's awkward. I don't know if you find it awkward.
Yeah, no, totally. So it's
so awkward. But I felt so comfortable.
Oh,
like,
okay.
They were actually really good. But I guess they've been doing this for how many years?
Yeah.
So they're masters at getting this stuff right.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, and I'm sure they understand this now, because that format's been around just almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
Kind of the pop idol format. I'm sure they now understand that they have a responsibility, you know, not just to the audience, but also to the people that are auditioning and working with it. And obviously they make a load of money as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they can afford to be nice. But just going back to what you're saying about auditions. Yeah, I mean, I've done auditions where, I mean, I'm used to it now, but you know, you go into this room and it's ice cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like the hottest day ever, but there's no feeling in there. There's no empathy in that room. You know? And people just want to see you do your thing, and then
you'll be like performing. They'll just be on their phone or looking at the show. And it's like, bro, I'm like,
I'm bleeding for you.
Yeah, fully. But no, it was really good fun. For me anyway.
You got a lot of exposure out of it. You mentioned some of the negative comments, but was there any positive stuff that came out of it? Was there anyone that came up to you and was like, "That was awesome"?
I mean, I obviously did networking behind the scenes to try and get future TV stuff. I think I'd had a couple gigs. Like sometimes I get like people be like, "Oh, you did the Xfactor, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But to be fair, it was like such a low viewing. Like it's the lowest viewed Xfactor series ever.
Yeah.
More people tuned in to watch a documentary about Aldi than Xfactor.
Yeah.
But it was just good fun. I feel like it's a good thing to put on your like social media, right? And just your kind of performance CV.
Absolutely. And do you know what, mate? Like at least you stood up to the challenge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at least you got up there, did it, and had a good time and rocked out and connected. I mean, you know, you mentioned that it got a lower rating than a documentary about Aldi, but it's still an audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I'm still got fans who have then followed through to the bands and interact with everything. So it's definitely worth doing stuff like this.
Amazing.
As long as you don't take it too seriously.
Exactly.
That would be my advice. If you're ever going to do reality TV, like it's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Do not ever get your heart fully in it.
Yeah. Well, I think you need to kind of apply that nature to anything in life. You know, otherwise you just kill yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay? With respect. Okay. So there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Talk to me about Steel Panther, because you've met the singer from Steel Panther.
Yeah, I've met them all a couple times actually. This all started back in 2016 or something.
Right.
So
before the band.
Yeah. So before even the long hair, I had like bad hair. I had like a mohawk and I'd started to like grow it out. So I had horrendous hair at this time. I was like transitioning from a mohawk to long hair. But the girl I was seeing at the time got me into them. And I think the first time I met them, I was in London. I was doing a programming course because I was still a programmer at the time. And I heard they were doing this like acoustic, super intimate show at the 100 Club. I don't know if you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the 100 Club.
So all the tickets were like sold out, couldn't get them. I was like, okay, fine. But I was in London anyway. And basically I heard from a friend that he'd came out the building and stuff. So I was like, look, I said to the guy teaching the course, I was like, I've got to go, I'm sorry. So I left this course that my work had like paid me to go to. I sprinted to this venue and I was waiting there a bit. Everyone was like drinking, it was good fun. But yeah, Michael came back out, singer. I met him, I was like, look, dude, I've not got a ticket. And he was like, look, don't worry about it. And put me on the guest list.
Oh,
so I was like,
dude.
boom. So that was the first time I met him, and he's been amazing ever since.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a wicked band.
They are amazing. They're one of my favorites, 100%. But we'd finished the album just in time for their shows this year. So I brought along a few copies and managed to get them to the band as well.
Wow.
That was cool.
Mate, that's so cool. So
yeah, sick.
Things for you are awesome. Like you've done some really cool things. You're still doing cool things. You're taking, you know, each step with a pinch of salt. You know, you're a beautiful man. You're a beautiful spirit. It's real, no, brother. It's a real pleasure to meet. I'm so glad we finally got to do this.
Yes,
and it's a real honor to get you on the Sanj.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. This is good.
No,
fun.
mate, it's brilliant. I'm so glad we had a chat. All right, so before we go, just want to say a quick thing. If anyone wants to kind of get in contact with you through social media, like, what's the best way to do it?
Just drop me a DM on Instagram, Sven Smith 666, or Dirty Rose Rocks. Just say hi, DM me, whatever. It's all good.
And does Dirty Rose have a website?
Yeah, it's currently under construction, but dirtyrose.rocks. Hoping I'll be able to get it fixed up in the quarantine because I do that all myself. Yeah.
But if not, just get you on social media.
Yeah. Social media, super active, super responsive. That's all
Awesome.
good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks to everyone that's listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. This has been episode 2 of Sanj Surati Talks with the fantastic Sven Smith from Dirty Rose. Wherever you are out there, be good.
See you later.